Hi, I'm Nick from Tabletop Duel, and today you will learn how to play 7 Wonders Duel. Let's start with the setup. Place the board between two players and the conflict pawn in the middle of the board. Place 4 military tokens on their spaces. Shuffle the progress tokens and place 5 of them randomly face up on the board. Give 7 coins to each player, then choose a first player and shuffle the 12 wonder cards. Place 4 of them face up between the 2 players. Then, the first player chooses 1 wonder, the second player chooses 2, and the first player takes the remaining wonder. Then place 4 more wonders and repeat the selection, this time starting with the second player. Take the cards with the G symbol in the back, randomly pick 3, and place them with the cards labeled with the number 3 in the back. And now you're ready to learn how to play. The object of the game is achieving a military, science, or civilian victory. You start by playing Age 1. Shuffle the Age 1 deck and display the cards according to this structure. Note that some cards are placed face up while others are placed face down. The first player starts. On their turn, a player must choose a card that isn't partially covered by other cards. Then, the player can play the card in one of 3 different ways. The first is by constructing a building. If the building has no cost listed on this side, it's free. Play it in your play area. Otherwise, if it has a resource cost, you must produce the corresponding resources to play. If it just costs coins, pay the amount. Resources are produced by brown, gray, and some yellow cards and wonders. When you play a card with a resource, the resource is available every turn. For example, this player played a building that produces 1 clay resource, so they can construct any building that requires 1 clay. And you can also obtain resources you need on your turn by trading with the bank. The cost is 2 coins plus the number of symbols of the same resources produced by a brown or gray cards of the opposing player. For example, player A needs 2 stones, but they have only 1. He decides to trade 1 stone with the bank. The base cost is 2 coins, but player B has 2 stones, so the total cost is 4. Also note that some cards have a chain symbol. If built, they allow a player to construct later age buildings for 0 cost. If the card you want to play has a resource cost that corresponds to a chain symbol you have played, build it for free. For example, player B has this symbol. He wants to play this card, which costs all of these resources, but also have the same chain symbol. The player builds it for free. The second way to play a card is by discarding it to receive 2 coins plus 1 coin per yellow card you have. The discarded card should be placed face down near the board. And the third way to play a card is by constructing a wonder. Pay the cost listed on the left side of the wonder card and place the card under the right side of the wonder card. If you play a red card or build a wonder that has shield icons, move the conflict pawn the number of shields you have in the direction of the opposing player. If the pawn enters one of the dotted lines, take the red token on it and the opposing player must return that number of coins to the box. Then remove the token. If at any time the conflict pawn reaches the opponent's final space, they lose. If you play a green card, you accumulate scientific symbols. Whenever you gather 2 identical symbols, choose one of the progress tokens on the game board. That token is kept in the city until the end of the game. Check the help sheet for what each token does. If at any time a player has 6 different scientific symbols played, he wins the game. Some cards you play have other symbols with a variety of effects. Check the help sheet to identify what they do. An age ends when all 20 cards have been played. Then the next age setup begins. Take the cards labeled with the next age corresponding number, shuffle and place the cards displayed as instructed on screen. The player with the weakest military chooses which player begins the next age. The weakest is the one who has the conflict pawn on their side. If the pawn is in the middle of the board, the player who played the last card in the previous age becomes the first player. If no player has won a military or scientific victory until the end of age 3, players must count their victory points, as described on screen. The player with the most victory points wins. If there is a tie, the player with the most victory points from blue cards wins. And that's how you play 7 Wonders Duel. Consider subscribing to Tabletop Duel to receive our latest how to play videos and updates. Thanks for watching and see you next time.